murder. Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer has been on top of this. She is live at Public Safety Headquarters in Atlanta with these breaking details. Bridget?
Yeah, this is a huge update in this case. 2 teenagers arrested in that 17th Street shooting. The 2 children that were shot dead were Zion Charles and Cameron Jackson. They were killed on the weekend of Thanksgiving, if you can recall, on the 17th Street Bridge near Atlantic Station. Now, the shots were fired on that bridge right after a group of young people were escorted off the property for curfew violations and unruly behavior. The concerned black clergy and other community activists have since called for an end to gun violence happening around the city. Now, we have learned that one of those people, the 16-year-old, he was actually tracked down and arrested in New York City. And we've learned that both of these suspects are Atlanta Public School students, and police say more charges could be announced. So this is still an open and active investigation. Of course, we're staying on top of this story and bringing you all the developments as we get them. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
All right.